You put out some seed, the birds eat it, and your yard feels a little more alive. It seems small, harmless, even ordinary. But the moment you begin filling that feeder every single day, something changes. You stop being just a person offering food. In the eyes of the birds, you become part of their environment, part of the system they rely on to survive. And what that does to their behavior, their routines, and even their bodies is far more powerful than most people realize. If you're new here, subscribe now, because today we're exploring 8 things that happen when you feed birds every day, changes taking place in your own backyard right now, whether you notice them or not. And stay with me until the end, because the final point is the one that changes the entire way you'll think about feeding birds. The first thing that happens is simple but profound: the birds become physically stronger. Small birds live on extremely tight energy margins. A black-capped chickadee in winter has to eat around 1/3 of its own body weight every single day just to survive the cold night ahead. When snow covers natural food sources and insects disappear, your feeder becomes more than a snack stop. It becomes survival itself. Studies have shown that birds with reliable access to feeders often develop better fat reserves and stronger body condition than birds without them. In many northern winters, the cardinal sitting at your feeder may literally be alive because of the food you provided. The second thing is that birds begin reorganizing their territories around your yard. Birds naturally defend feeding areas, but a reliable feeder changes the equation. Instead of searching across wide areas for scattered food, they tighten their territory around the dependable source. Your yard becomes the center of their daily movements. That cardinal you see every morning isn't simply visiting anymore. In many ways, it now considers your yard part of its home range. Third, their schedules begin revolving around yours. Birds are incredibly good at recognizing patterns, especially patterns connected to food. If you refill your feeder at the same time each morning, the birds quickly learn your routine. Within days, they begin waiting for the sound of your door opening, your footsteps, or the scrape of the seed scoop. Some even arrive before you step outside. If you sleep in, they wait. If you suddenly stop filling the feeder, many continue returning to the same spot because their entire daily plan has adapted around your behavior. The fourth thing is that birds start teaching other birds your yard is safe. Birds learn socially. When one bird repeatedly feeds calmly in a location without danger, other birds notice. Migrating birds, young birds, and passing flocks observe the behavior of trusted feeder birds and follow their lead. Over time, your yard develops a reputation within the local bird community, a place with food, safety, and predictability. That trust spreads quietly from bird to bird. The fifth change is the hardest for many people to hear: dependency begins to form. Once birds adjust their survival strategies around your feeder, it stops being optional. During harsh winters especially, some species may rely heavily on that consistent food source. Research has shown that when long-running feeders suddenly disappear, certain bird populations struggle to adapt quickly. Some birds waste precious energy repeatedly returning to an empty feeder. Others wait longer than they should. Feeding birds is not harmful, but it does create responsibility. Consistency matters because the birds begin building their survival around your reliability. The sixth thing is something most people never fully notice: the birds are studying you as carefully as you study them. Birds constantly analyze movement, posture, speed, and behavior. They recognize familiar humans by shape, clothing, timing, and body language. If you move calmly, they remain relaxed. If you rush outside stressed or agitated, they react instantly. Over time, many birds stop seeing you as a threat because they've learned your patterns and decided you are safe. That trust is not emotional in the human sense, it's a survival calculation built from observation. The seventh thing is more complicated. Some birds slowly become less wild. Scientists call this synanthropy, animals adapting to life alongside humans. Birds that spend years around feeders may become unusually comfortable with people. Some will feed only a few feet away from you. Some begin relying more on human-provided food than natural foraging. While adaptation helps many species survive in human environments, it can also weaken behaviors they once depended on in truly wild conditions. A bird too comfortable around humans may react more slowly to danger. A bird used to feeders may struggle if that support suddenly disappears. And finally, the eighth thing, the part most people never forget once they realize it. The birds that return to your yard every single day are not there by accident. They've chosen your yard out of many others. They've learned your routines, trusted your presence, and built parts of their lives around you. That cardinal waiting outside your kitchen window each morning could feed elsewhere, yet it comes back to your feeder. That chickadee hopping nearby has decided your space is safe enough to return to again and again. Most people only understand the depth of that relationship when it suddenly ends. Maybe they move away. Maybe life gets busy and the feeder stays empty too long. The birds don't understand why the food disappeared. They only know that something reliable vanished from their world. Some adapt and move on. Some wait longer than they should. You never intended to take on that kind of responsibility. You probably only wanted to enjoy seeing birds in your yard. But the moment you began feeding them every day, you became part of their world, and they became part of yours. So next time you step outside with a scoop of seed in your hand, take a second to think about what's really happening. You're not just feeding birds anymore. You're participating in a quiet relationship built on trust, routine, and survival. Before you go, think about this. Have you ever stopped filling your feeder for a while? Did the birds notice? Did they keep coming back and waiting? Share your story in the comments. Those stories are often the most powerful reminder of how connected we really are to the wildlife around us. I'll see you in the next one.